Welcome to Ac3TV. I'm Sarah Deering, and we are so blessed to meet Dave Carroll, who single-handedly might have just changed the customer service industry as we see it. Dave, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Dave, aka United Breaks My Guitar, talk me through what happened. How did you experience that? How did it actually get to 150 million plus viewers on YouTube?
I had a problem with United Airlines. They broke my guitar. I tried to get them to fix it and they wouldn't. So I committed myself to make 3 music videos and 3 songs that would sort of chronicle my experience with United Airlines. And I posted them on YouTube on July 6th in 2009, and it went viral almost immediately. And my goal was to get 1 million hits in 1 year with all 3 videos combined. And today the first video is sitting at, I think, close to 11 million hits. But all told, with traditional media and the internet, it's gone to about 150 million people now.
Wow. So do you agree with the fact that you might have single-handedly changed the way big corporations view not a collective group of complaints, but one single customer?
I think there's some truth to that. There have been people doing things like that before, but I think because the video impacted United Airlines stock, according to the BBC, by $180 million, that gave big corporations pause to consider what was going on with the way they handled customers. And today there are no statistically insignificant customers. That you can't marginalize some and say, we get it mostly right most of the time. It's very important to consider all customers as valid and very important, and social media ensures that now.
Okay, so coming from the customer service background, I completely and utterly agree, and I thank you. So let's talk about what you're doing now. So you are here in Australia for GeForce.
Yes.
So have you been to Australia before, and how do you find us?
I love Australians. In Canada, I've met many Australians who travel voraciously. And I love Australians, and I've always wanted to come here. I've only been here a few days, but I really like Melbourne so far, and I'm heading off to Sydney to play a couple of shows and do some other things, and I'm really looking forward to that too.
So you're kind of half muso, half customer advocacy.
It is, and I always try and bring music back in because that's what I'm most passionate about, and that's what I do. So even in my keynote speeches, I always start and end with a song, and I'm always looking forward to incorporating the music in everything I do.
Okay, groovy. Now, this is a personal question. You have actually done 3 songs around United Airlines. Now, I've listened to all 3, and I have my favourite.
Yeah.
Talk me through. Apart from the fact that the first is obviously a little bit precious, what's your favourite?
They're actually all 3, and it's not a cop-out. The first song is really catchy. The second one, I had the most fun with the video. Because there were so many people involved, so my experience with the second video is my favorite. The third song musically is really cooking. It's a bluegrass song, and I have Jerry Douglas, the best dobro player in the world, who volunteered to be part of it, and Ray Legier played fiddle and mandolin. He's no slouch. So musically, the third one is my favorite.
Okay, so for the record, the second one's my favourite. Okay, so you haven't left it there though. You are continuing to evolve customer service, the plight of the contact centre agent, into what you do in terms of music and lyrics and passion. And some say you're the most likeable guy in the industry, and we love that. But talk me through what's going on right now. So your latest release is all around the response unit division. So, and I understand that you've written an amazing piece around the passion and the emotion that's involved in just one contact centre agent taking that devastating call.
Yeah, the song is called Everyday Heroes, and that came about through United Breaks Guitars. And there was a CEO of a company in the United States called Intrado, and they're involved in this 911 business, which is like the Australian 000. And first responders, and I have been a first responder as a volunteer firefighter for 5 years, so I have some experience answering calls. And I was challenged to write a song for first responders, and I sort of approached it from the perspective of what it would be like to be answering, to call and to be needing help and to hear that siren coming when you feel you're most desperate, and that it really comes down to a promise, and that the integrity of the individuals who answer the calls are obeying a promise that they made that they would help if they could.
That's terrific. So, Dave, from here you go to Sydney. Going to play a few gigs as a mini celebrity of Australia. Love that. But what's next on the horizon for you?
I have been lots actually. I've been spending the last couple of months finishing a book. I have a book with Hay House Publishing, and it'll be called United Breaks Guitars: The Power of One Voice in the Age of Social Media. And I'll tell the story of United and my experience and some of the things I'm doing now and later. And I've been working on a new record as well, plugging away. So I'm about 70% done. It's all recorded. I just need to write 3 more songs, and because the book's now done, I'm working on new recording and new writing, so I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, so lots on the go.
Yeah.
So if we talk about singing, songwriting, writing, book reviews, and the customer advocacy passion that you have, what do you love most?
I see it as kind of a holistic thing. I'm most passionate, I guess, about music, but I'm using my music to incorporate all those other things. I love the consumer advocate role, and I'm actually getting involved with a company called Grapevine, and they're a really innovative customer service-based resolution platform, and it's exactly what I wanted to achieve, where I'm a capitalist. I don't have anything against making money. I'd like to see companies do well, but I think they have a responsibility to act responsibly to their customers. And as a customer, I'd like to see good service and fewer conflicts. And that's what this website, Grapevine, is intended to do. So I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes.
Okay, that's great. And last question, I've got to say it, social media, it's always a buzz. It's particularly relevant in the contact centre world, where what we do is have great conversations with our customers. How much of an impact do you think social media plays in the traditional sense of customer service?
I think it's taking on a larger role as we go along, and I understand that, say, a couple of years ago, say, the telephone was still the way people wanted to communicate, but as people get more comfortable with social media tools, it's the way things are going to go, and contact centers are probably going to evolve, and they're going to need to evolve to not just rely on a telephone. They're going to have to incorporate all the Twitter and social media, other tools to answer to the customers in the way that they feel comfortable speaking.
Absolutely. And let's face it, your one single song dropped United's share price down by 10%, right?
That's what they say. I'm not taking the heat for all that, but that's what someone else said.
Okay, how do you feel in terms of, do you feel very powerful? When that happens, that's incredibly significant. You've had exposure on CNN, you've travelled the globe, literally, being interviewed. You are literally the inspiration for customers, the one single customer that needs a voice. So that's a lot of pressure on your shoulders. How do you handle that?
I don't feel the pressure, but I feel the responsibility. So I'm very careful about how I drop that card. I don't threaten people with it. I haven't taken on a project like the United Breaks Guitars thing since it's happened, although I've been offered dozens and dozens of opportunities to do so. So I appreciate what's happened to my career because of it, and I also know that it's something that I have to be responsible for and not just throw it around.
Yeah, well said. Dave, it's true what they say online. You are the nicest guy in the industry, and thank you so much for being on AC3TV.
Thanks a lot.